Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, it's Tuesday, and we've got an Exemplary Battles. We've gone full speed back into the heresy, and it's a doozy to start with. So, it's not the only thing I'm talking about, so sit back, enjoy, listen up, try to stick through the whole video, because I know some of you guys are pretty ADD like me and can't stick around. So let's start here with the Exemplary Battles. We have got this Sanguinary Guard. Just what the Blood Angels need. Another elite jump pack unit. I'm not complaining, I actually quite like them. I'm not a big fan of the 40k Sanguinary Guard kit for a multitude of reasons, but these guys look cool. Now, we've seen them on the cover of, I believe, 3 different novels by GW in varying different suits of armour. They've gone for mostly Mark 6 in these pieces, and they've got a load of the community to try and build them up and do some conversions. Mostly, this is just an excuse for you to go out and buy an Assault Squad and the new upcoming Command Squad and the Blood Angels upgrade kit. So we got some wicked rules for them. I'm not going to talk about the rules because I don't want to give Spill an aneurysm, because we know how much he loves to wind me up about not playing the game. But basically, it's a jump pack command squad with a load of different weapons that gets really, really angry if Sanguinius gets hurt, which is kind of cool. It can take up to, I think, 3 Paragon Blades, 2 or 3 of them at least, on a full-size squad, which is kind of cool. No Carmine weapons, which is a bit weird, but just lots of really, funky weapons to take. And obviously they've got jump packs. All in all, pretty cool. And I must admit, I really, really like this guy with the axe by the Cult of Paint. Really nice looking model, really lovely shades of gold, and the red and black here looks fantastic. This is a really nice model. I don't think, no, we can't zoom in or anything, but it's pretty cool. And he's used the Dominion Zephon model, or the bits for Dominion Zephon at the back there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we've got a couple of them. They're all used over by different creators. Plus we get an extra mission against the Night Lords, which is kind of cool. Bit heretical using Phoenix Spears, don't you think? But these are not too bad either. So all in all, great to see that we're getting back into Exemplary Battles. I love the Exemplary Battles series. I think it's a brilliant idea. As someone who loves just building and painting, anything that gives me an excuse to start throwing random bits together is always going to get a plus in my, in my book. I'd love to see something like this for different units. I'd love to see, exemplary battles for different characters and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. And I'm really hoping things like the Solar Auxilia get to do, get some exemplary battles. What a segue. So, speaking of Solar Auxilia, Edgar, I'm going to butcher this, Skomorowski, who was the original sculptor of the resin range of the Solar Auxilia, is releasing a new model. Some of you may have seen it before, but it is available for a brief period this Friday. Called The Walker and the Crows, it is a leader character that he designed after he left GW, to represent sort of like a high-end character for the Solar Auxilia. Comes with a couple of options, with the helmet open or closed, but it is a wonderful sculpt. It's an image, a sculpt that has been around for quite some time. A lot of people have seen it. It was on his Instagram, which you can find here, called Ed Scomo, and you can see all his sort of weird and wonderful designs. He does a couple of good 3D designs for things, and he talks about some of the sculpts he did. He does a lot of bits where he sculpts different things for existing models, and he talks about some of the models that he sculpted while he worked at GW. But yeah, if you want this, it's available on his website, which is edscomo, so EDSKOMO.com, this Friday, and will be available for a limited period. It's a 2-week order. Now, you can order it in different ways. You can either order a painted version, a monochromatic sort of, grayscale basically, or in a plain edition, or if you want to get it, you can also get the STLs. So limited edition, only going to be available for 2 weeks. Don't know the price yet. Hopefully the price is not too extreme. Because if the price is good, I most definitely will be getting the STLs. And I will be printing one out because I really like the look of this. So go and check out Ed's stuff. Maybe if you're on Instagram, you can go check him out. Or if you're interested in the model, pick that up when it goes for order this Friday. He did a lot of the original designs, and his work is fantastic. I mean, look at these really cool helmets he did for the Palatine Enforcers. Those are great. If those guys had come with those helmets originally, I would have liked them far more than what they've got. Those look awesome. Right, so on to the next bit, because we've got to stretch this video out for a bit. It's not hit 8 minutes yet, and I need to get that mid-roll advert in there somehow. You may be aware that Games Workshop partnered with Hatchet Partworks. Now, Hatchet Partworks is a magazine based here in the UK, and I don't know how it is in the rest of the world, but in the UK we have a lot of magazines that you'll see adverts for, where it's like, build a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Millennium Falcon. First issue is 99p. Every issue after that's £1.50. Total cost is like £32 million. We have them for all sorts of things, one of the ones I remember as a kid that I got was called How Your Body Works, and basically every month or every week, whatever it was, you got a magazine, and you got an organ. It might be the lungs, or it might be the eyes, or it might be the small intestines, and whatever, it doesn't matter. But you build up this collection as you go, and Games Workshop has partnered with Hatchet Partworks several times in the past, starting with, I believe it was Warhammer 40,000 Conquest, and then doing an Age of Sigmar, and then a second Warhammer 40,000, I think we're now on a second Age of Sigmar. They are now doing a third Warhammer 40,000 magazine, called Warhammer 40,000 Combat Patrol. I wonder what this could be about. Well, instead of basically just breaking down the original starter sets for dirty cheap, because these were dirty cheap, they are doing combat patrols for several different factions. And we have a release date for it. It is the 28th of August. Through our friends over at Forbidden Planet, we now know that the release... 18th. 28th of August is issue 1. So this is the image we have to show us what we're getting. This is the entire release. So you can see here we've got some Space Marines, we've got the Tyranids, we've got the Chaos Space Marines, we've got some Eldar, Imperial Guard, I think. Oh no, that's Squat, Imperial Guard, and the Orcs. Gene Stealer Colts, Chaos Space Marines. These magazines are usually around the £6 to £9 mark. They will split larger models into multiple parts. So, for example, this Goliath Rock Grinder here will probably be 2 or 3 issues worth. But generally, they are quite a substantial discount over buying them retail. You can pre-order the first couple of issues over at Forbidden Planet. It's also got this limited edition special model, which is only available through this. Now, the annoying thing is, you can't see what's in some of the issues. We don't know what these 3 issues have. There is a very good chance that they just have 2 paints in them, which is a very expensive way of buying paint. So, if you are going to buy them, beware. It's not even up on the Hatchet Partworks website as far as I can see for pre-order. If this is something if you're interested in all those models, it is definitely a good way to get them. You can sign up, you can get the issues come through, and you do get a bit of a saving. However, if you're in the UK, a better way of doing it is to go and pop down to your local WH Smiths and ask if you can set up a folder for a magazine. And they should have a guy there who handles all these sorts of magazine orders, and you can tell them what issues you want to get in. And normally we get a list of what these issues entail. So you can kind of avoid the crappy ones. You know, maybe you don't want the Gene Stealers, maybe you don't want the paints. And you can just say, hey, I'd like issue 14. And when issue 14 comes out, they'll make sure they order one for you. Or you can come here to Forbidden Planet and you can order it when it goes up. Now, there isn't a guarantee you're going to get it, but, you know, you can try. Issue 1, we do know what's in it. The Terminator Captain and the Tyrannid Winged Prime, or Winged Tyrannid Prime. And issue 1 is always cheap. In this case, it's £2.90. Would you like a Terminator Captain and a Tyrannid Winged Prime for £2.90? Oh, you can see a bit better. It's a bit of a bigger one. For me, for example, I'd quite like the Terminator Librarian here. The Terminators, most definitely. The Khorne Berserkers. You know. Is it just 2 units Khorne Berserkers? That's amazing. Definitely 2 units Khorne Berserkers, a unit of Chaos Space Marines, Chaos Terminators, Chaos Havocs. I can use all of that. All of the Eldar I'd quite happily take. All of the Orcs I'd quite happily take. That's about it. So I might actually sign up for this because I'm pretty sure I can find uses for a lot of this. I can trade a lot of this to people. But yeah, if you guys are after some cheap models, this is a really good way of doing it. I may have already pre-ordered 3 copies of this. But that's a vicious rumour. Plus you get a magazine with it, guys, you know, and it's a really cool little magazine you can read, and it'll teach you how to play the game and all this other stuff, or you can just throw the magazines away like I do. So yes, guys, if you're in the UK, forbiddenplanet.com, they still have several of the Age of Sigmar version in here as well. So, you know, if you're after Age of Sigmar models, you can come in here, £8.72, and get yourself whatever the hell, a Lord Imperant guy. Okay, yeah, a Lord Imperant, whatever that is, and a Gryph-hound. So this is another part of like the problem with GW is they will still be making a profit off of the selling of this. So will the magazine company. 2 companies need to make a profit off this, and they're selling it for $8.99. You know? We got another one in here? Don't think so. Well, she looks familiar. But this model, I believe, is an either £18 to £20 model from GW, and it's the same model. The only difference was originally they made them with a dyed plastic, which was very brittle, unfortunately. Where's that gone? There it is. So this one you got a load of Necrons from the starter set. So yeah, lots of Warhammer stuff. Cheap models, yay! Everyone wants cheap models. So that's it, guys. That's what I've got to talk about. I wanted to make a nice long form video today because I was actually going to talk about a third-party retailer, but I thought these 3 sort of news items were a bit more interesting and a bit more time sensitive for you. So let me know what you think. What do you think of the Walker and the Crows? Is that an interesting sort of thing for you? Is that something you'd like to have a look at? Or, you know, would that be something you're interested in? I think he looks fantastic. Are you excited about the Exemplary battles returning? Are you going to be making yourself some sanguinary guard? I'm thinking I might make some for my my blood angels. I mean, I need to finish some of my blood angels first. I've only finished one model so far for the entire army. And are you thinking about joining Hatchet Partworks and grabbing yourself some cheap models? Have you purchased this in the past? As always, guys, I love it when you pop comments down below. Have a great conversation in the comments section. Hit the like and the share button if you want. Come join us over at Discord. Links in the description. If it's disappeared again, just drop me a message. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. I re-add it every video. And yeah, as always, if you want to support the channel, you can hit super thanks, and you can also pick up models from Element Games and using my reward code JAM737 to double your reward points. So you get something and I get a little kickback as well. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, my name is Bando. You guys are the best audience in the world, except Spill, who's a giant... No. Do better. Don't forget guys, Father's Day this weekend. If you're lucky enough to still have your father, give him a call. Thank him for being there. If he's an arsehole and you don't get on with him, do something about making that relationship better. Alright, I love you.